All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Heather, the Cozy Creative Teacher. And I am just kind of here today to give you guys a full update on just my planning process and what I've kind of changed and done for my quarter four. Just a little bit of background I want to give you is that I basically spent the entire month of September. I spent time planning, but I also really spent time because we were just starting the school year. So it was very, I was navigating my new school schedule as a coach, and I'm working at two different campuses. But I'm also supporting at a third, which is our high school. And then also I was, of course, as a mom, I'm navigating three completely different schedules because I have two daughters in two different high schools and my son's in middle school. So it took me about one entire month to really, really set that schedule down. So I just wanted to hop on and give you an update. I've been trying to slowly get back into the swing of recording content for my YouTube channel. So if you don't know me, my name is Heather W. I'm the Cozy Creative Teacher. I'm also the founder of the Teacher Inspired Hub. And welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being with me today. And if you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope you will like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell just so you can continue to keep up with different updates about my life. And I try to make this channel more about the cozy life of a teacher admin, which is what I am, navigating those different challenges and just trying to really show you how I streamline my different processes for so many projects that I'm working on. And also, never ever forgetting that yes, while you may be a teacher, while you may be an entrepreneur, we also have personal lives to lead. And my whole focus and goal is to helping all individuals, teachers, teacher admin, anyone in the education sector to really find that concepts of work-life harmony. So let me get to it and give you guys some updates, which I'm so excited about. So this is, I have switched over for the month of October, November, and December using this is my daily grind petals. It's the petals planner. I got it in the most recent mystery box. And I love it. I think it's just such a soft color. And to be perfectly honest, I am kind of entering my minimal era. And I was using Classic Planner and Daily Grind combined, and also an Archer and Olive journal, and I've kind of just put those completely aside, and I'm going to show you a little bit about what my updates and my process and what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and open my planner here. You could get a chance to see up front all the beautiful colors and the bows and the ribbons. And I'm not using the actual daily grind system here. I'm using it to track different things, such as this is like a dopamine detox. So I'm trying to really stay away from social media, help setting myself up with different tasks and weekly projects. My habit trackers, so you could see I do have a tracker for my full year. In this tracker, it will end April 2026, started in May 2025. So I wanted to kind of keep it going. You could see that the month of June, I never even touched it. However, I went back into it August, September, I kind of stopped. Like I mentioned, I just had such a hard time. It took me a good month to really just streamline all three of our schedules. And then of course I picked up right where I left off, and I'm actually just tracking my mood here, my daily mood, which is if it's an awesome day, I'm pink. If it's a great day, okay, it's kind of like a light purple. Good day is a dark purple. Anxious and stressful is a green, and a bad, horrible day is a 0 or a red. So I'm tracking that. I want to show you a few other things that I'm tracking. So I am going to be starting a reading challenge for myself. I had one in another planner somewhere and I lost it. But I thought it would be fun for me to kind of just start a new reading tracker for myself. I have not set that up personally. You can see I started it here, but I actually want just a one pager to make it easier for myself. And then I want to show you, this is a little bit about this section here for my daily grind is for my habits and my goals. So you can see I have a travel goal here. I have different social media big dreams. I created this. These two I created about 2 years ago in 2024. So far I've been to Ocean City, Puerto Rico, Italy, and Poland and Connecticut. So hopefully as time passes by, I'll be able to add more and more more and more countries. This is a bucket list. And I have not really filled it out. I have not really added anything to the bucket list yet. But I created this tracker in 2024. And I just love the way I set it up. So I just kept it there. And these are just kind of note pages that I created on doc grid sheets. These are for my children. These are just big things that I wanted to make sure I get for them. And then here are just some fun pages I created. And then these are my vision board that I created during a Know Your Worth series with the Daily Grind Planner and Angie Bellemare. And I created these. Wow, I created all of this in May, these vision boards. As you can see, I love to use stickers, so I like to infuse a lot of decorative elements into my planning. I do track the minutes that I read a month, which is fun. And here is another reading tracker that I do have of different books that I have read. So far this year, this is in quarter 2 and 3. And then I'm going to add on the other tracker for quarter 4, which I haven't touched yet. Here is a kind of tracker you would use. I guess you would use a small printer. Or, you can print the image in Canva. I don't necessarily do that, so it's not something I use. And then, of course, this is the other section of my journal. I have 2 parts here. These are my journals. So you can see what I use this Daily Grind Planner for is more of a personal journal and a personal growth book. Let's say that I do a challenge in one of the communities I'm in, which I'm in. I attend some challenges through the Daily Grind with Angie Bellemare, but I also am a member of the Makselife online community, so I attend those trainings as well. And what I like to do is I like to kind of just, as I'm watching those trainings, you could see I really enjoy sharing, just journaling about the learnings that I have when I'm attending sessions. So this is for kind of I would say this is for the Daily Grind and Angie Bellemare. I believe the Facebook group is called the Daily Dose Club. And anyone can enter the Daily Dose Club as long as you purchase a product from Angie Bellemare, from the Daily Grind Planner. And there's hundreds of products to choose from, and they all are beautifully created and I have a beautiful aesthetic. So anytime I attend one of Angie Bellemare's or the Daily Grind Planner's challenges or monthly, goal setting sessions, I'll journal about it here. And then, of course, this last section of my planner is a prayer journal and also my morning pages. So I don't necessarily do my morning pages every day. I don't have the time for it. I do not record YouTube videos as a full-time job. But I do think this is in general just an open journal for my thoughts, my emotions, my feelings, and just checking where I'm at in a spiritual way. You could see here I started to add elements of scripture that I'm reading, and I'm doing the Joyce Meyer's daily devotional site. It's online. It is for free. There are so many different free Bible studies that you could find online from different companies. I chose Joyce Meyer because I actually really enjoy. I really enjoy her devotional, and it was free. I don't have to purchase anything for it, and so I think it was nice. And I'm just trying to play with different elements of boxing items out, highlighting important details and information that I feel help me grow in my spiritual growth and transformation. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing with the Daily Grind Planner. It is going to be my journal and trackers. Now I'm going to go into the next part of, by the way, the Daily Grind Planner, before I continue, it stays home. I don't take this with me. It's too big, as you can see. She's big, she's luscious, she's beautiful, she's so simple, and she's so dainty, and she is a beautiful light colored pink with florals, and this stays home. This is right next to my bedside. And then whenever, whenever I'm reading or I want to start tracking my items and listings, that's when I'll take this out. So it actually doesn't go with me everywhere I go, which is because, I can't carry all of my planners with me. While I would love to, I'm sure everyone who's a planner person like me and so just loves the process of growing and learning while using a planner and tracking your life, we can't take it all with us, guys. So now let's go back to my second aspect of my big change for Q4, and I'm gonna hope that this lasts for the entire year of 2026. So I decided to really just kind of chuck all the big classic planners that I've been lugging with me in my bags all the time, and now I am actually shifting to an A5 style travel planners, they're called. So this is an A5 book. It's from the Makselife, because as I mentioned, I'm a member of the Makselife club. And I'm gonna go ahead and open it for you. And this is an A5 folio, which means that the size of the books are A5, which is kind of like this, and they're more, in general, an A5 book is going to be soft bound, not hard bound. So if you notice when you see a Happy Planner or other book, it's very hard plastic. This is very much soft. It is light. You can actually just slip it in a purse. If you're a person who carries tote bags, etc., this is gonna be like your planner. So this folio I bought on their website. These are little cards that I actually made from cardstock that I purchased at Michael's and Joann's, and what I do is I cut them out and I laminate them, and I just kind of put them in my little journal. I just put them in the pockets here, just to kind of keep some nice memories and also little bookmarks. Let me see if I could get this hold down right there. Perfect. So what I have in here is my Makselife Goal Setting Companion Book. This is a personal family planner. So you can see I already started setting it up, and I use weekly kits. And I don't want this video to be focused on the stickers, so I'll link the sticker brands I use. I use Amy Plans Things. I use Planner Perfect. I use Live Love Posh. I use Happy Planner, and I use Caliber Plan. So I have multiple sticker companies that I use, and also Planner Perfect. So, but this is all about like systems that I'm trying to create that are more simple for myself, and I hope that you'll kind of get something out of it. So this is my family planner. You can see, I kind of try every month. I fill out the planner and I just list all of my school items, the kids' school items, the kids' school schedules, meetings, volleyball, all that stuff. We just finished all of volleyball season, thank goodness. However, we are shifting into dance team for the basketball team, and also swimming. We are shifting into winter sports. So right now you can see I have a little bit of a break, but that will change. By mid-November, in about 2 weeks, that's going to change. So you can see, so what I'm doing with the Makselife companion books is I have my monthly goals laid out. And this card is what you call a tip-in, they call it. You could create these in Canva with little quotes and messages with some beautiful clip art and print it on paper and then laminate it. Just so you know, but I don't even remember, I got this from Coco Daisy. And just some washi to stick it in. But these are the 8 areas in your personal life that you have goals for. I listed it out just for the month of November. And then I listed my November 1st to the 8th weekly actions. Now, if you've seen a Makselife video I've recorded before, I use the one page. This section is for your weekly reflections, and then your weekly actions for the following week. And then when I go back and forth from week to week. The weekly reflections are for you to kind of analyze how your previous week went. And what I like to do, what helps me, is that when I look at my weekly actions, for example, from last week, I filled this sheet out on Sunday, and today it's Tuesday, November 11th. Happy Veterans Day, by the way. I check off what I did. That's literally what I do. I check off what I did, and then I write about it, and then whatever areas here that I felt like I need to kind of add on to the next weekly action for the following week, which is this week, the week of the 10th to the 16th, I just kind of add it in. And that's how I do that. And I have this book has a little bookmark. I personally don't like this bookmark, but it helps keep the page. So I'm going to go ahead. That's my Makselife companion book for November, December, and January. It is supposed to be quarterly, match the quarter, like September, October, November. But I decided to just start in November because I wanted to start working and using my A5 styled planner. I just thought it would be easier to start now so that in January I am already in the flow. This is the daily reflections and gratitude notebook from Makselife. I have had this journal. I got this in, I think, in January or February this year, 2025. Oh, December of 2024 I got it, and I started using it mainly in 2025. So here are my just little weekly actions, reflections. I don't fill this out every day because, again, I have my daily grind planner that I use. So this is just kind of sometimes when I feel led. And this paper is, I keep it in my planner. Here's another thing. I like that you can just kind of fold things in and stuff them in the A5 folio. This is a morning alignment routine that I created for myself in the month of October. So what I really focused on in the month of October is I analyzed all of my systems. Literally what I do from the moment I wake up to the time I go to bed. Every habit and routine that I have. And I analyzed it. I did use like a special system and program to analyze that. Maybe I'll walk you through it in this channel. But it's just to basically really analyzing and thinking about carefully about how do I want to start my morning in alignment with my visions and my values. When I'm working during the day as a teacher admin and working as a coach, I want to lead through service, and what are some things I can do to demonstrate that? Because one thing that I really believe is important, as like if you're in a leadership position or an admin position, or even you are a teacher, you should be practicing exactly what you're telling others to do. So I really felt like it's important for me to start the year off analyzing what I do with my time so that I can be the model for others. So again, now this is my afternoon output. I want to execute specific high tasks with efficiency, and these are just I highlighted just some areas of what I need to do. And then my evening integration and returning to kind of settling my spirit, settling my nervous system when I get home, and really just going back into a peaceful system in alignment with my spirit, with my visions and my values. I do not want to be led by my nervous system and being always anxious all the time. I don't think it's healthy. And I've worked really hard to come to a point where I really have broken that habit. So, and I've really readjusted my life so that I can live kind of in that freedom of peace and calm, and be a leader and support for my staff and for the teachers I'm working with and anyone who I interact with. So you saw my weekly actions book, and it's not a planner. As you can see, there's no weeklies and daily pages here in the companion notebook. This is just a gratitude notebook reflections journal. So I'm going to turn that page. This is my kind of daily reminder of who I want to be. And this is actually the planner that I am shifting to. I just mentioned that I'm switching from the classic style and the big planner to an A5 style planner. I wanted to try something different from another company, and I decided I'm looking for companies that are not going to charge you a little bit more money, because they're charging more money, of course, because of tariffs. And I was like, okay, I need to start finding some sticker companies or some stationery companies that I could subscribe to, because when you subscribe, it is a little bit cheaper. But also I wanted to be fun and pleasing and very soft. And I found Coco Daisy, and her prices are very decent, but her kits run out very fast. So you only have like a few days in the beginning of the month to like subscribe to a kit. So what I did was I decided to just try it. Only purchased a few items first. And I was able to get the Moss and Mirth. I was able to get a little bit of the November stationery, and that's what you see here. I actually decorated my book. And then I'm using an old July planner, just so you know. I just decided to try it out because I actually just need to really figure out how I'm going to use a planner, how I'm going to use an A5 and how it would work for me. Again, this is trial and error. This is what it's all about. And I'm also not using a checklist format for my planning anymore. I'm gonna let me forward this so maybe I can show you what it looks like a little bit more. Is that clearer? I'm gonna try to just adjust the camera. Now you can see it. Okay, so I am not using a checklist format for my planning anymore. I'm doing something called scripting. And I guess scripting is something very different. It's actually writing out your whole week versus like having a daily checklist and a daily routine. I just find that I have all these checklists that I was filling out, and I was never like, it was just too much to do. And I need simplicity. I need to really minimize what I'm doing, because your planning and your routine should not be taking you 1 to 2 hours. And when you're listing and really detailed, that's what happens. So I feel like I wanted to write out what I'm doing. And I got this idea from Planner Perfect. And the owner of the company, Jenny, her style and her methodology is scripting your day or your week. So I decided to just try it out in this A5 planner that again, it's a new system for me that I'm trying. And I said, I'm just happy to try something new and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then I've made a mistake. But it's always worth trying, right? Things are always worth a try, because you don't know if it will be helpful for you to use or not. So I'm just going to show you what last week looked like, and then maybe I'll do a second video from my weekly setup. But so you can see what I did was I just listed out all the different things that I had to do for my kids and for myself and for my family. Certain emails that I had to send out throughout the day, working on my daughter's yearbook because she's graduating this year from high school. What did I want to do for Sunday dinner? Because I'm trying to have us as a family just have some more dinner time and time at the table together. Reminding myself to pay certain bills on time and to order my daughter's lunch. Actually, it's my coaching certification course, and I have 4 classes left, so I'm very happy. So I just reminding myself just what I have to do, which sessions I had to attend to make sure I finish on time. And then Coco Daisy planners, first of all, are an aesthetic. You could see this, since this was the July planner, you can see the ocean theme here on the side. I'll slide it over. And every month is a different theme. So, and I just like that it's a theme, but also I think when you order the booklet or the subscription, the stickers that go with the theme, you can just continually layer your elements. And one reason is since I love decorative planning, and I also love scrapbooking, as you can see, right? The book, you can see I kind of have scrapbooking elements that I've done for the covers already. I wanted to have everything together in one book, in one area. So I thought if I could get a subscription that is connected to its own sticker systems and styles and elements, I could just all put it together and create something beautiful. And then I don't have to have all these extra books that I'm using one for scrapbooking, one for planning, one for listing. I just think it's too much, and I wouldn't even be able to handle it because I work full-time as a coach. I work full-time in a school. Anyway, So you can see this is kind of how I scripted my week. It's not much. I'm just learning how to do this process, and I just, I just listed today some items to remember for the day, for the week, and then in the back of the last weekly page, you get blank pages, and you get just enough, 1 page per day. So you can see Saturday, November 1st, Sunday, November 2nd, Monday, November 3rd. And so I just use the regular sticker system to update the dates, to add the dates to it. What is nice is that this is a graph book. It's not dot grid, but I'm not sure if you can order it like at the dot grid or blank page. But I said, you could see what I did was I mapped out my days, what I had to do, and I wrote it in kind of like a sentence writing format. My Monday, I did more of a time blocked way of how I wanted to work. Tuesday, I listed it out, which was very different for me. And then you could see as the week went by, and again, this is the first week of November, I'm only showing you. As the week went by, I was able to kind of list and detail a lot more of what I did. I did not do Fridays. Friday, my son had a dance, so that was like a day that I just came home from work and I was chaperoning his first school dance. So that was something I was like, there's nothing for me to script there. But here's Saturday and then Sunday. And then I did not work on this week at all because I've been working from a business planner that I use. But what I did do is I decorated all the pages for the next week. So I'll be working in this planner today and scripting out what I have. And that's it. This is going, so you could see what I'm doing. The system that I guess I'm trying to hopefully create that would be more seamless for me to map out my days as a mom. Because remember, I'm not listing anything I'm doing here for school or for my job. My work planner actually stays at work. I cannot bring it home. But this is more personal and family goals. And I think it's important for me to kind of always keep note of that. So look, I just used the companion notebook to map out my goals. And then I use the small Cocoa Daisy planner or an A5 planner. I don't know that I'm going to stay with Cocoa Daisy. I'm just trying it out. And then if not, I'll just change the subscription. But I have the Cocoa Daisy planner here for my family planner. And it's almost like a scrapbook planner is what I like about it. That's what I've enjoyed so far. And I actually do enjoy writing and scripting. Just kind of writing what I want to do the day before. So, and then of course, a journal. I actually do have another reflection journal here. And this journal reflection is specifically for like my short-term, long-term goals, things that I'm celebrating. I'll show you what I actually intend to use this one for. So I do have kind of like Makselife, the Makselife system, some of their quarterly planning and yearly planning sheets, and they look like this. If you purchase from Makselife, you know what these are. You can get these on Amazon, by the way, and also from their website. But they're kind of loosey-goosey, right? But they are sized A5. So my intention is going to be to kind of stick them into the journal. So I can kind of do a little quarterly analysis or weekly analysis. So the pages I pulled out that I'm going to be working on is a gratitude page, and then a monthly recap page, and then the quarterly intentions actually are going to be for January. So I'm not even going to, this actually is just going to go back here somewhere. And then you could see what I also did was I set up some pages ahead of time, just with some marker. Nothing special. I'm just trying to kind of set things up a little bit ahead of time so that I have, so that when it comes time for me to start journaling about my goals, I can like list it here. So, all right. So that's what I wanted to show you. This is one update. I'll be posting another video of my work planner, which is very, very different. But you can see this is kind of where I've shifted. I've shifted from having the main planner of like using like 2 or 3 like big classic planner styles. And this is going to be, this is my Bible journal and my morning page journal. So that's what I'm using the daily grind for. And also I think some habit tracking, and also my reading tracker goes in here. You can buy inserts from the daily grind planner if you're interested in that. And then I'm using this A5 folio as, it's kind of like, I guess, what you would call a catch-all planner. It's for goal setting, and it's my family planner. So I don't take this to work, and I want to just tell you guys what I've noticed so far in using it is that because I'm writing out like my days like this, right? I remember I mentioned that I'm kind of scripting things out. I actually remember everything that I'm doing, or everything that has to be done in the day. It's actually helping me to retain more information versus just relying on a long, checklist. So I hope that this gave you some insight. I'm really excited to kind of share more strategies and resources with you. I'll link some of the descriptions of stuff I use in the box below. I hope you're having a wonderful November. This is the season for celebration, and I am celebrating that I got through the month of September. I really worked on just a lot of alignment work so that I could be the best coach for my teachers, the best peer for my staff, and the best mom. I want to envision all of that greatness, and I want to, teach these types of systems and values to those that I work with, and especially to my children. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell, and have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.